Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning. My name is Muhammad Hafiz Mabralus. My batch number 10 10 3F1010. Today I want to present the FS 40083 Computer Network Security PBT presentation. For the part 1, open all VirtualBox and log in into the machine. For this question, we will use the CyberOps, Security Onion, Exploitable 2, and Kali Linux to, for, to do the task. The password and username is shown here in the table. And this is the picture after I log in to start do the work. Next, open File Manager and search the configured static.sh file directory in the question according to the question. Next, open the text editor and change the IP address according to the question. For the question, we need to change to 209.165.200.237/27. For the IP address and the gateway, we need to change to 206.165.200.226. Also, we need to open the file manager and search the 25 underscore network 25 underscore wired network static file directory. And then we need to change the network address and network gateway as the picture shown here. We need to change to 209.165.200.232/27. And for the gateway, 209.165.200.206 according to the question. Next, after change the IP address and the gateway, we open the terminal and list in CyberOps as the question needed. So we use the command sudo.lab.support.files/scripts configure static.sh to display the configure IP address and gateway. So as the shown here, the IP address is 209.165.200.232. The command IP-addr to show the validation of the IP address as the shown here in the picture. Next, we go to the part 2. For part 2, in the question, we use the Metasploit as a target machine. In the Metasploit table, we need to change the network adapter from DMZ to the internet. Next, we set the IP address and gateway according to the question. For the IP address and gateway in the question, we need to set to 209.165.200.235. And after we configure the IP address and the gateway, we need to command sudo/etc/init.d/networking restart. That means the network will restart and use the new IP address that we already configured. Next, in the Kali Linux, we open the terminal. We do the same thing in the Metasploit table because the Kali Linux is the test machine that we need to do because the Metasploit table is the target machine. So at the command here, the command is sudo nano/etc/network/interface to modify the IP address, netmask, and gateway as the image shown here. For the IP address, we will modify to 209.165.200.235. And next, the gateway 255.255.234. And next, we need to sudo systemctl restart networking to make sure the number is configured according to the question. And next, after we configure the network, we can start the command. Use iconfig eth209.165.200.235 and the netmask 255.255 .255 and 0. After that, we will use command config to show the IP address and then net mask as the image shown here. Next, we will use command ping the IP address of metasploitable that we've been used to according to the question, which is 209.165.200.234. So as the image shown here, the ping is successful and we can see the IP address communication from Linux and Metasploitable 2. Next, we will open the ftpd.txt file to search the FTP vulnerability. So in this picture, the output have to open the file. So there's of open port like port 22.tcp, which is the SSH port, and the port 23.tcp is telnet, and the rest. Next, we will use command nmap script ftp base ftpd backdoor and the IP address of the target machine, which is metasploitable, 209.165.200.234. We get the output of the port. And next, the command cat ftpd.txt to view the content, the output, the vulnerability. So at the image shown here, this is the command and this is the output. So same as the output shown in the text message in the previous slide. So for example, we have the output is the port 21 and the state service is open. So for the vulnerability is the IDs or 5 SDV 735.73 and the result is UID and UID root and it root.
Assalamualaikum and greetings to Madam Sitaja. Today, I will continue for part 3 presentation of PBT CNS. So for part 3 is exploitation, which is using nmap options to use a script to test an FTP vulnerability on the metasploitable. So on this slide, on the figure, we see that the MSF console in Kali Linux have been opened, and it is to exploit the module given. The command use is exploit /unix/ftp/vsftpd234 backdoor in order to start backdoor exploitation. Next, we see that on the diagram, we set the set rhost to insert the early configure IP address according to the question. And then the command show option to give full information, and command exploit to end the session of the backdoor. And moving on to part 4, we have the current username, which is first is root, and second is the who I am command execute in metasploitable shell. So what is the host name? First is metasploitable. Second is for the hostname command executed in metasploitable shell. So here, as we can see in the diagram in the figure, and the next metasploitable IP address, which is 209.165.200.234 for the metasploitable IP address, and the second IP address and config command being used to show IP address of the host. Moving on to next diagram is in this figure, we see that the Metasploit table shell were used to display the root access or to Metasploit table. As we can see here, it is the Metasploit table shell uh, in order to gain access of the root. And then the command that have been used is curly bracket dollar dollar figure something, and then cat slash etc slash shadow, and it is to select entire content show from terminal to copy the output. Uh, um, Part 4 is infiltration, which is we have to use John the Ripper in order to crack the password. So from here, we use John the Ripper to execute on the file that have been saved. And uh, inside this figure, as we can see here, we use command John slash root slash shadow dot txt, which shows the warning detect hashtag MD5 grid, but the string is also recognized as access. And it used the format option to force loading this as the type instead of using default input load add password. And in the figure second, we have John dash dash show shadow.txt, and as we can see here, the command web analyst, which have been linked to the analyst cyber ops, I think. And then next slide is, which is the last slide, as shown in the figure. The command that we use is ssh msf admin alias IP address. The IP address seems to be metasploitable. So SSH session established from Kali Linux and VirtualBox. Those credentials obtained like the password are msf admin. So that's all from my part. Until next time, and goodbye.